Hey, welcome back, everybody. Back in the kitchen with another delicious recipe. This is one of our viewers, and we absolutely fell in love with her recipe. This is Laura Havemeyer from Door County. Hey, Laura.
Hi.
And she's just my height, so it works out just great. So tell me about the stuffing, because it's just, I mean, our mouth was watering.
Well, I've been coming to Door County for years, and every year on the way out, I would make sure I had my sausage from Bly's. It's a little butcher grocery store on 57 in Jacksonport. And I'd also bring everyone back some for their stuffing after they tasted mine. So it's been a tradition.
So that's one of the secrets is your stuffing, and some cranberry. So let's get started, and we'll talk a little bit more. So this is the famous stuffing, just a
famous
sausage.
Yeah. Paula and Wayne, proprietors, they make it handmade.
Oh, man.
They also have fresh liver sausage. It's just a darling
just
place.
Smell it.
Yeah.
So is this just their basic, like, breakfast sausage?
That's their breakfast sausage, yeah. And so there's a lot of spices in here. You don't need to add much more besides the basics to the recipe.
Yum. Looks
it's all in there.
Amazing. Laura and I were talking. I don't think people in Wisconsin realize how lucky we are to have these little mom and pop meat markets that make some of the most amazing sausages. And they're, you know, a lot of the big cities, they don't have these, you know.
They don't.
And they're just wonderful.
And fresh every other day.
Yeah, family run and all that kind of good stuff. So we're just going to start browning this up a little bit. About how much, Laura?
I go for between a pound to a pound and a half of the sausage.
Now, if you couldn't get up to Door County to get this sausage, just your favorite breakfast sausage, I guess?
Yes, you could use your favorite breakfast sausage in this.
So have you always loved to cook?
I've always loved to cook.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's like been my big passion.
And here's the meat part of the story. Now, do we throw our onions and celery in now, or do we wait for this
We wait for it to brown a little bit.
You were one of those people who just said, the heck with it. The heck with my everyday life.
Right.
I'm moving to Door County. Tell me about that.
Well, I've always wanted to do it. And just this year, my husband and I decided that we were just going to go for it. You know, so we put our house on the market and thought maybe it won't sell, and it did.
Oh, wow. You're one of the lucky ones, huh?
And then we just left. So, and everything's worked out. I always went to a timeshare we have at the Rushes in Bailey's Harbor, and they actually offered me a job.
Wow.
So I started working right after I got here, and thanks, Brenda.
How fun is that? So how long have you been up in our neck of the woods, basically?
Since September 10th.
September 10th.
Yes, and I kept a journal, believe me.
Oh,
it was quite amazing.
Well, winter, we'll talk again. No.
Okay.
No, winter's wonderful.
We came up here in winter to
there
vacation.
You go. So you know, and you know, it gets a little less crowded, and you know,
I like it.
Life's a little quieter.
The locals are a little calmer.
Yeah,
it's
absolutely.
nice. I love it.
Cross-country ski, and my husband's snowmobiles and all that kind of good stuff.
Yeah, I love to cross-country ski.
Snowshoeing. Well, I'm excited for you. One of these days, I'm going to do that. No, I love what I do. But, you know, you always had that dream, and just do it.
Well, you have the cabin too.
Yeah, and that's kind of my home away from home.
Exactly.
So at
you
home,
could throw those in now.
Yeah, I was going to say at home you probably want this to get a little bit browner,
but we can throw that in.
Constricted by time here. So onion and celery. About how much of each?
About 3/4 cup onion.
Okay.
Or how I do it is a little more than a half an onion.
Got it. Yeah.
And then about 2 or 3 celery. I like to have not overpower it with a lot of vegetables, because there's always vegetables to pass. I like to taste the breading, your stuffing.
That's a really good point. And a nice fine dice on that too.
Yeah.
That way you can. My kids actually love stuffing, and they're not veggie people. But if you dice that celery and onion up fine enough, they're good with it.
Yeah. Exactly. I have one of those food choppers. When the kids were little, I would dice it up so tiny for meatloaf they didn't even know.
That's a great idea. Great idea. Okay, so what's next?
Then we're going to add the cranberry.
Okay, and I see some butter here. Does that go in?
Yes, butter now too.
A full stick?
A full stick.
Oh, now we're talking here.
Yep.
Yum. Oh, and these are just dried
They are actually Michigan Cape Cod. I found at Pick and Save.
Some good, nice dried cranberries.
Yeah.
Ooh.
They're so kind of moist.
And
I like the flat leaf parsley
for
cooking
too.
Also.
So in there right now too?
Sure.
At home, you know, let the sausage brown a little bit more.
Yeah.
Or let the vegetables soften
Everything
a little
melt.
bit more. Yeah.
And then stir that up a little bit, and we can add our broth.
But one pot, and you were talking too.
One pot, because I get a big enough pot to do everything in the one, and then I could just put it in a casserole, and then I have less to wash.
Yeah, I'm totally with you on that one. Now, what kind of seasonings do we have here?
I have poultry seasoning. I have about 10 of them in mine also.
Isn't that funny? It's like
you can't run out.
Once, yeah, and if you're making Thanksgiving dinner and you don't have it, it's just not
ruined.
the same. It totally is. I remember we're all sitting at the table going, this stuffing just doesn't taste it, and I'm going, yeah, I didn't say anything. I'm like, well, what do you mean? It's fine. Gotta have
about
the poultry
2
seasoning.
tablespoons actually,
Okay.
and then just a little pinch of pepper.
Okay.
And this is also really good if I flatten out a pork tenderloin.
Oh yeah.
And roll it and tie it, and you can cut it and fan it out, and it looks really pretty with the cranberries. And
yeah, so we got kind of the salty with the sausage,
Yeah, a little salty.
and the butter, and then a little bit of that sweet in there.
yeah, and a little bit of the secret ingredient in that sausage, which we don't know what it is, but it's good.
You never were able to get it out of them?
Oh no.
Here's a funny story. Quick, tell them about your wedding.
Oh, we got married in 1999 in Jacksonport, and we put all our flowers they kept in their cooler for us overnight. And when we pulled them out in the morning, we all smelled like sausage. All the flowers smelled like this breakfast sausage.
But you know what? It's
It was
a Wisconsin
perfect.
wedding, exactly. Too funny. Yeah. All right, so
Now we
this
can add the broth.
okay, and two full
Two
of these?
full ones because we're
Okay.
using 2 full bags.
Okay, so this makes a nice big batch. You're going to have plenty of leftovers.
Well, we always want it left over, and it's when someone eats something cold out of the refrigerator.
But it's good. I know. I'm with you. I'm with you. I think stuffing is one of those things too. Sadly, we only make it like once a year, and that's why it tastes so good. And there's no reason, you can't make this a couple. This recipe would be great with chicken, great
Yes,
with pork, as
it
you
would.
said, pork chops.
Stuffed pork chops.
And then, what kind of stuffing mix do you use? Everybody has their
I
favorite.
have I use the country style. I like the white and wheat bread blended.
And the cubes or the.
I use cubed.
Okay. So we'll get that right in here.
And I already sprayed the.
Are you cooking Thanksgiving dinner this year?
I am, and surprisingly, since I moved up here, my children have been up like. Probably I'm alone 3 days.
Yeah.
And they're back.
It's
So
not a bad place to visit for sure. So you've got a group coming to your house.
I do.
Huh?
I have 2 stepchildren, Katie and Dylan. They're John's, and I have mine are Justin, Ryan, and Ashley.
Oh, I bet they
All
love
in
your
their
cooking.
20s.
Oh,
yeah,
goodness. They eat a lot, huh?
Yeah.
All right. So in goes our cube
Goes our
stuffing.
cube.
Have they had your stuffing?
Oh yeah. Yeah. They want me to do the stuffing, the kolachkis, and hand string all the popcorn on the tree.
Oh my gosh.
Still.
Crazy. All right, so in we go.
Yeah, that's going to be full.
Now, is this something, when you make this, do you make it ahead of time?
I
or-
do make it ahead of time.
Okay, so you could get this out of the way,
You could
too.
get this out of the way. You could even do it the day before.
Okay, good to know. All right, and here's, I'll let you start getting this in, and I'm going to get get it out of the oven. Ooh, we want a little brown, a little crunchy on top, and I think it turned out perfectly.
Good.
Oh, it smells amazing. It's so pretty with those cranberries. All right, Chef Richard Williams, come on in.
Tough job.
Somebody's got to do it.
Somebody's got to do it.
And let's serve you some. Again, totally different from the first stuffing.
Very different.
But different than the stuffing Mom used to make, too. A few little surprises in there, huh?
I agree. I think these could be served year-round with a bunch of different dishes, so
Yeah, versatile. All right.
creative.
Yeah, and see the little brown bits. Will make me happy. Let's get you some with a little bit of crunch. Okay, it's hot. Go for it.
Thank you.
Want to see his reaction over here? I know it's going to be good.
Delicious.
Really good.
Mhm. Very
Get the
good.
little cranberry in there.
Good flavors.
They are doing good, aren't they?
Very good.
A really great recipe. So who's going to be the big winner? Find out next. Stay with us.